Hi guys, how you doing? Sitting in a Manchester hotel room. We've got our immersion CSA course tomorrow. I thought we'd do a really quick video on goals and why setting goals bigger than we sometimes do is really important, not just for life, but medical exams as well, and why I think there's a matchup here for what I see day to day. Like I teach people every day for various exams, PLAB, CSA, AKT, GP entry. And people's goals are sometimes just to pass the exam. And there's nothing wrong in aiming to pass an exam. Of course, that's what you're ultimately looking at. But the way you set your goals can influence a lot about how you attack that exam or how you attack something in real life and how you do things in terms of preparation. But also, I think there's a big overlap in life itself. If I think back to my history, as it were, I always had targets, like everyone has targets, but often they are targets that are little steps in the big scheme of things, but at the time they seem really big. So for example, I wanted to get into medical school, and that seemed the biggest thing in the world, and it was a big goal of mine. Then when I got into medical school, it was like, well, now I need to get to the end of medical school. So I had to go through every single year, and each year became a huge goal. If only I just get through to year 3, then it's plain sailing. If I get through to year 4, it's plain sailing. If I just pass my finals and become a doctor, it's all plain sailing. Of course, when you become a doctor, then your goals change. It's, well, I want to become a GP, so therefore I had to get into GP training. So my goals became, let's just get into GP training and then everything is going to be okay. And then you get into GP training and realize, oh gosh, there's a lot of hard work to get to the end. Now my goal becomes, let's get to the end of GP training. And actually, no, it wasn't that at the beginning. It was let's get through AKT and then let's get through CSA, because if I can just clear those boundaries, then everything's going to seem okay. And of course, you get to that, you pass each exam and you get to become a GP. And then it's, well, now I want to get into medical education. And, I've got this really big goal that I want to set up a course. So we set up a course and it seems the best thing in the world. And then it's like, well, what do I do 10 courses? And then why not try different cities? And then why not look at social media? What I have goals here, like let's get this many posts out per day, and every single step is a goal. And one thing I realize is that we're incredible people. Like we can put you as a human being, you have so much potential, and our goals sometimes limit us, and thinking too small and not having a bigger goal can sometimes mean that we may get to the same place, but it can take a lot longer because every single thing is a step in itself. So now when I look at my goals, and I have goals, whether it be for the business, whether it be financial, whether it be family goals, whether it be professional goals, they are huge. Like they are so big. And I know that I may not be able to reach these goals. I know that, some of these may be impossible. But if my goals are big enough, if my targets are big enough, on those days where I just think, you know what, I can't be bothered and I'm having an off day and maybe I'll leave things till tomorrow. The fact that my goals are so far in the distance, it almost drives me to keep going. It drives me to keep pushing. It drives me to make sure that I am still hitting my potential, even though in those days that I think I just can't be bothered. Goal setting is important. And yes, we talk a lot about realistic and make sure you're going to plan it step by step, and that's fine. There's certain things you do need SMART goals, PDPs, etc. We've got videos on those things. But when you look at the bigger picture, sometimes just thinking, you know what, I want to reach here, like somewhere I've never even thought about, can sometimes make those other steps in between seem less problematic, less difficult, less as if they're the end of the world if it doesn't happen. Things about perspective, life's about perspective. And yes, we all go through medical exams, and I've seen people obviously struggle and stress and worry, and medical exams are huge and they're big. But the same thing relates to your goals when it comes to exams. Now, again, like I said, some people's sole goal is to pass an exam. But when I'm doing teaching, I often ask, like, what's your aim? Like, what's your target? And people are often look at the pass rate. I just want to pass. And of course, ultimately, that is going to do the job for you. But it sets your mind. It's like a mindset thing that I just want to get to that pass. And, like any goal, whether it's big or small, there's always a chance that you won't hit it. So if your aim is to pass and you don't hit it, there's a chance that you can go below. It's a mindset thing. Aim for 100%. Aim to get every possible mark out there. Your goal should be that I want to dominate this exam. I want to come out with full marks. I want to hit every case that I do and do it perfectly well. Like, aim for this. It doesn't mean you're going to get this, but it's a mindset thing. If you aim for 100, you're going to get 90 or 80. If you aim for 80, you may get below. If you aim for a pass, it's a mindset thing. You may just get lower. So look, aim big. Big goals make you think differently. Big goals make you act differently. Big goals push you that extra 5%. You know, when you're thinking, oh, I just want to pass, you might do an hour or two of work and think, oh, you know what, I've done enough because I think that's going to help me pass. Whereas if your aim is to get 100, or your aim is to completely dominate and grab every mark available, you're going to do that extra 10 minutes. It's just something that's going to drive you and push you. And on those days where you wake up and think, you know what, I can't be bothered, and I'll do it tomorrow because I've just got to pass, and pass means 70%, then you're going to let that day go. Whereas if your aim is, you know, I want to get every single mark available, that's my goal, you may just put that extra 5% in and do that little bit extra on that day. Goals are so important for the way we think. And I wouldn't think too much about, okay, if I set a goal, I'm going to be disappointed if I don't get it. Because if that's a lot of pressure, and therefore you will automatically start to lower your goals. Whereas if you say, you know what, I'm going to set super maximal, as high as I can goals, it just opens your way of thinking, and it just pushes you that little bit extra so that you can reach a little bit more closer to what you're all capable of, whether it's a medical exam or whether it's anything in life. Hope this has been value. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We do loads more videos like this. If you're watching this on Facebook, like our Facebook page, Dr. Aman Arora. If it's Instagram, make sure you like our page. We do loads more of this, as well as medical teaching, to get you through those medical exams that are huge hurdles in your life. Hopefully we'll get to meet you at some point soon at one of our day courses. Otherwise, you know the hashtag, can pass, will pass, hashtag I went with Aurora. Set those goals high.